Hola, amigos, and welcome to the last show on Televida. Tonight, we've got a great guest. He's been doing comedy for 17 years, and I've been a fan of him almost all 17. His name is Jack Merriwell, and because this is Televida, he knows a little bit about Spanish. So watch this clip, and we'll be back with Jack Merriwell.
So I took 1 year of high school Spanish. I sucked at that class. No hablo español is the only thing I picked up. No hablo español is the only thing I can say in Spanish. It is also the truest sentence I've ever said in my life. Okay? Fast forward another 4 years. Now I'm going to college. And my university has a language requirement. So they mail me this multiple choice Spanish test to determine what level of Spanish class I should go into. And I look at this test, it's all in Spanish. I can't read it. No hablo español. I don't understand. Can't read any of the questions, don't get any of the multiple choice answers. So I do the only thing I can do, I just guess on every single question, all right? Mail the test back in. I'm terrified they're gonna put me in like the remedial Spanish for idiots class, which I don't know why I was scared of that. It's the class I needed. No hablo español. But that's not what happened. Because 2 weeks later, the results come back. Turns out the Vegas odds rolled in, and I guessed every single question correctly. And I was dumb enough to think this was good news. I was like, I'm a badass. Maybe I hablo español.
Is that really true about Spanish class?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God.
It absolutely is. I got myself into a pickle.
That was the most hilarious thing because I kind of feel that way sometimes. Here, everybody, and I need to learn Spanish. It's on my bucket list to do there. So 17 years. Where'd you start in comedy, my friend?
I started the Looney Bin in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
I've been to that club.
Have you?
Oh my God, with Larry Marks and all those guys, the Looney Bin in Tulsa. Okay.
That's right.
So how did you end up in Kansas City?
Well, after college, I went to the University of Tulsa.
Okay.
I kind of bounced around a little bit, and
is that the hold on? There's the public Tulsa University, and there's the other two. There's two Tulsa.
It's the private one, University of Tulsa.
You know what?
What's
I performed there.
Really?
I performed there, and I've got the flyer. I performed there during National Condom Week.
Oh yeah.
And it was actually on the flyer. I will bring that to you. Yeah, it was on the flyer. And I go, what are you guys doing? It's a Catholic university, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. So I don't. Anyway, so I performed at the University of Tulsa. That's one of my Tulsa stories. So you finished up. What'd you get your degree in?
Anthropology and sociology.
So you had to be a comedian.
That's right. Yeah. No other financial options possible with that background academically.
Anthropology. Do you have something against your parents? It's like let's do anthropology and then a sociology chaser.
Yeah,
right?
let's do some soft sciences in school and then go into the arts.
And then masters in art history. You just
That's right.
gotta
Communications, you know.
Just for those people that don't know me, when you study anthropology, what are you studying?
It's essentially the study of humans. So there's a couple of different branches. Archaeology is a branch.
Okay.
Indiana
Jones. Okay,
that's right.
That's
right.
It down for me.
Physical anthropology, like forensics,
okay.
like looking at bones and figuring out what happened.
Okay, like the show Bones.
Exactly.
Okay,
She's a physical anthropologist.
Okay.
Linguistics, study language, and
like the show. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a lot of big linguistic shows.
All right. So you started doing comedy there, and then you started doing comedy here. Who were some of the comedians who inspired you to get into comedy in the first place?
The biggest one that inspired me was probably Mitch Hedberg. He was huge when I was, a teenager, and I just fell in love and just thought, I got to do that.
I'm so old, Jack. I knew him. Actually.
Really?
Wow. You're old enough in comedy. You know everybody. Well, Mitch actually, you're from St. Paul, Minnesota, or Minneapolis, I think.
Yeah.
So we were kind of in the same. When you're back then in Kansas City, it's Kansas City, Minneapolis, St. Louis, and we kind of all covered this weird area of Iowa and Wisconsin and everything like that. So we're always running into each other. So Mitch Hedberg was definitely very. So he was the one.
Yeah.
Did you ever see him live?
No, I never did.
Oh my gosh.
Unfortunately.
Very funny guy. Very funny guy. I can tell you shows about them off the air here that they're very funny. So when you walked in to a comedy club in Kansas City, which comedy club was it?
The first club in Kansas City would have been Stanford and Sons.
This is back when Craig and Jeff.
Yeah, Craig and Jeff's days. This probably would have been 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they welcoming?
Yeah, they were fine.
Okay.
Okay,
good.
And I had heard some.
Good.
I'd heard some stories on the road. You hear about Kansas City, and you hear about Stanford's, and so there was a little trepidation.
Yeah.
But I never had a problem with them.
Well, you get to do it now. Now, you're not originally from Tulsa either.
No, I'm a military brat.
So you're all over?
I grew up all over. I was born in Okinawa, Japan.
Wow.
On the Naha
Wow, are
Air
you
Base.
serious?
Yep.
I was just in Japan,
Really?
actually, and a lot of people were heading back were from, that base and everything like that. A lot of people visiting their family and everything like that. Do you have any memories of Japan?
I left when I was 10 months old.
Okay.
So just, sometimes I think there's an image that might be from then, but I don't know.
But hey, the military still runs deep in you because you have a charity show coming up with the military.
That's right. December 13th and 14th, I'll be at Mr. Brews in Lawrence, Kansas. And we're raising money. It's a Christmas charity show raising money for Folds of Honor.
Folds of Honor.
Yes.
Tell everybody about that.
My understanding is that they're a charity that provides scholarship money for the children of military personnel who were either lost in the line of service or disabled.
Wow. That is so cool because you're a military brat.
That's right.
What was your mother or your father?
My father's a Marine.
What branch? A Marine. Oh my gosh.
20 years in the Marine Corps.
That's right. And you stuck him with anthropology and so.
That's right. And stand-up comedy.
How dare you? He should have done the great Santini on you. Is what he should have done.
That's right.
So, but you're originally from you're born in Okinawa, but you're originally from a small town.
Yeah, I grew up in sort of the middle of nowhere in Arkansas.
All right, hold that thought. He's got some more comedy about where he grew up. We'll be right back with Jack Maribel on the last show on Televida.
I grew up in a town called Excelsior, Arkansas, which has a population of 93 people. A place where your vote freaking counts. It's the only place I've ever heard of where a city ordinance can pass by a margin of Kevin. Here's how small my hometown was, man. When I was in the 7th grade, my entire school district got let out of class for a day so we could go 3 towns over and attend the opening of a new Walmart. Or as we call it in Arkansas, Career Day. Now fast forward to my 21st birthday in Arkansas. I'm home from college. A couple of my friends take me out to a bar for the first time legally. And while we're in there, there's these 2 guys passing out like business cards. And it's just a bunch. They put a bunch on every table. They have a big stack at the end of the bar. Go in the bathroom. They got them like jammed behind the mirrors. And after these guys leave, my friend and I grab one of the cards to see what it says. And it's like a big block of text that says, "How would you like to join an organization that cares about the values this country is founded on? How would you like to join an organization that wants to bring America back to those storied ideals? How would you like to join the Ku Klux Klan?" I know. So what my friend and I did is we went all through the bar, we gathered up all the cards, and then one by one, underneath the words Ku Klux Klan, we wrote "an equal opportunity employer." Put all the cards back. Just to give people that weird moment of, that is a strange move for those guys. Wow.
So how many people lived in that city?
93. Well, 92 because I left.
So basically, you could feed the whole town with about $80 from Little Caesars.
That's right.
The whole city.
Yeah. The only problem with that is there is no Little Caesars.
What was there? Was it Casey's gas station or?
No. In my actual town, no businesses. Not even a post office. My mailing address was the next town over because it was the closest town that was big enough to have a post office. But
there wasn't even a Tasty Feast you could be sucking on chili dogs like John Cougar?
Now, there was the next town over had a Sonic, a Mazzio's Pizza, and a CVS.
So what did you do for fun in a city like, because I always hear these terms like field parties, and what do you do for fun when there's 93 people in your whole town?
There is not a lot, to be honest.
Did you have a prom? You didn't have a high school, clearly, right?
Well, I moved away. Okay. I went to high school in St. Louis, but when I was in Arkansas, we were like in the next school district over, and so there was a lot of sports.
Did you have a football team?
Yeah, we had a football team.
But not enough players to do the whole thing, right?
In the school I went to, yes, because we were in the next town over, which was a big city of 3,000, metropolis. But I played baseball and did some swimming growing up.
I have to know. 93. What was the name of the town in Arkansas again? Excelsior, Arkansas. Not like Excelsior Springs in Missouri. Excelsior, Arkansas. Was there any diversity in this little town?
None whatsoever. As a matter of fact,
no black people, no Mexican people.
I'll tell you a story about that. I remember when I was about 7 years old.
Oh my gosh!
I was in the grocery store with my mom.
Oh my gosh!
And you know those like mobility scooters that they have for disabled people?
Of course.
I saw somebody riding one of those
for Christmas.
That's right. I saw someone riding one of those for the first time ever. And I'm 7 years old. I have no filter. So I just very loudly, I go, "Mom, what's that?"
Oh my God.
And my mom
goes,
"Shh, honey, don't point. That's a black person." Because
that was the first time.
My first time seeing either one, and my mom didn't know which side of the equation I was asking about.
Oh my God. So you were 7 years old before the first time you saw, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a long time. Because I was about 8 when I just gave my, hey family, you're all here. You know, I gained all my sight there. So you're doing a couple other charity shows. Tell me about those. Is it just
it's just those two. They're both at Mr. Brew's. They're the 13th and the 14th.
Do you have a website if somebody wants to go, or a YouTube channel if somebody wants to?
Yeah, you can look me up on most social media under Jack Merriwell. On YouTube, I'm Comic J Merriwell. And I also have an album on Spotify.
Whoa! An album?
Yep.
What's it called?
It's called The Decline and Fall of Jack Merriwell.
My gosh. That's such an anthropology-y thing to say, by the way.
That's right, yeah.
You had to work in your fancy degree. I'm just impressed that you have a degree, and I mean, jeez.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, you're one of the smartest people that's ever sat in that chair.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I'm honored.
Yeah, I take that back. Most of the people who have sat in that chair weren't 7 years old before they saw the first black person, so maybe
That's fair.
back that out a little bit. So the name of the album is?
The Decline and Fall of Jack Merriwell.
And your charity show is?
It's at Mr. Brew's, December 13th and 14th.
In Lawrence, Kansas.
In Lawrence, Kansas.
We don't know, probably about 8 o'clock or so.
The Friday show on the 13th is at 8 p.m.
Okay.
And the Saturday show on the 14th is at 7.
Okay. Well, we have one more bid for Jack Merriwell. Jack, thank you for being on the last show on Televida.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's Jack Merriwell. Adios.
Let me ask you guys this question. You ever say something, and by the time it gets out of your mouth, you already know it was a mistake? Yeah. A terrible feeling, isn't it? Yeah. Happened to me the other day. I was having a conversation with my friend. He was telling me a story. And in the story, he was confused about something. Okay? And I couldn't decide if I wanted to say, oh, that's nuts. Or if I wanted to say, oh, it's a head scratcher. And what my brain did, it took those two ideas and combined them. So that what I said was, oh, that's a nut scratcher. But that's not a thing people say, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you the most embarrassing time I ever said the wrong thing and knew it right away. I was sitting in the stall of a public men's room. And I hear the bathroom door open, somebody walks in, and I guess they couldn't tell if my stall was occupied or not, because they walked up and knocked on the door of my bathroom stall, which for my money, guys, that is the single most terrifying moment in all of the human experience. So I panicked and yelled the first thing that popped into my head, which was, no thank you! No thank. What did I think it was? A door-to-door salesman? Or some kind of men's room Girl Scout selling cookies? Like, no thanks, honey. I don't need any Thin Mints just down.